What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I have the new Terra Moon's Lovers of the Sun palettes right here. There is a solar and a lunar version of these, and they're beautiful. That packaging alone is absolutely stunning, but wait till you see the color stories if you haven't seen them already. So Terra Moon's is a new to me brand. I have never tried them before. They've been on my radar for a while because I've heard so many people talk about how beautiful and shifty and shiny and just amazing their formula is. But they are really known for their single eyeshadows, and while I do love a good single, I find them to be very overwhelming. There's just a lot of decisions and it's just too much for me to handle, and I've gone in several times, I've built a cart, and then I'm like, okay, now I need to narrow it down, and I have a hard time narrowing it down, and I get overwhelmed and I quit. So I like it when a brand like that does very small curated palettes, or they come out with bundles, things like that. So I can try the brand, try the formula, and it takes a lot of that work out of it for me. So we're going to go over this collection. I'm going to show you what it includes. I'm going to show you the palettes. I'm going to show you swatches, give you prices, and then we're going to go in and we're going to create one look with each palette, and then we'll talk about them. We'll see what we think of the formula, how they performed, which look we like the best. So let's go ahead and jump into the details in this collection. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the Lunar eyeshadow palette right here. This is what the packaging looks like. This is so pretty. I absolutely love this packaging. But here is our color story right here. So this is our 6-pan color story. You do get 3 mattes and 3 absolutely beautiful, shifty, sparkly shades as well. This also includes a lip gloss in Solar Energy and a sheer lip tint in Cocoa Dawn as well. And the collection itself retails for $68 and is currently available. And then this palette on its own is $39. And then the lip glosses are $14.50 a piece. Now let's move on to the Lunar palette, because this one, oh, y'all, this is right up my alley. Those absolutely beautiful purples in here. Now this one is another 6-pan palette, but it only has 2 mattes in it, and then it has 4 shifty, sparkly, beautiful shades to put on your eyes. This also includes 2 lip products as well. So this comes with lip glosses in Lotus Moon and Primal Galaxy. The bundle of the palette and the 2 glosses is $74, and then this palette retails for $45. So again, all of this is sold out. It is on pre-order. I will link it all down below. I will put as much information down there as I can. But let's go ahead and get started by creating a look with the Solar palette. Okay, so here is the Solar palette in all her glory, and I think what I want to do is I want to play with these 2 shades on the lid, and then I want to use this one on the lower lash line, and then I'm not sure which shimmer shade I want to use. I really like this one. I think it's gorgeous. They're all beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of thinking maybe this one and then this one in the outer corner. Maybe we can pop a little this one somewhere. We're going to see if we can utilize all 6 shades in one look, but I am going to go ahead and start with this shade right here, which is called Celestial Love. I have already gone in and primed my eyes with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base, so we're just going to jump into this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Singe Beauty EO3 brush, and I'm going to jump into that shade called Celestial Love, and I am just going to fluff this into my crease. Oh, that's pretty. That is a lot of pigment. I like it. It's blending out nicely too. I will say I am getting a lot of kick up in the pan, so if that's something that bothers you, just be aware of it. It doesn't bother me as long as the shadows perform and I don't get a ton of fallout. If I do get any, I'm fine with that too, as long as it just brushes away. But that blended out really easily. very nicely. No patchiness, no skipping. It wasn't hard. It blended itself. So let's go ahead and jump into that next shade called Sunset Embrace. It's this shade right here. And I'm gonna pick that up with a Game Beauty EO3 brush. Again, a lot of kick up in the pan. And I just wanna put this, wow, I just wanna put this right here in my outer corner. And I want to kind of wing it out a little bit. Yeah. These colors are building on each other nicely too. It's not mudding, it's not taking away from the other shade. They are playing very nicely together. Again, blending so smoothly and so easily. That was easy. I love that. Okay, let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to take a Singe Beauty EO5 brush right here, and I'm going to go into that green shade called Nebula Whisper, and we're going to fluff this onto the lower lash line. These shades are so pigmented and so pretty. Like, even though they are pigmented and darker, I'm not having any fallout. And this one seems to have less kick up in the pan, but that could be because I'm going in with a smaller brush and I'm going in just a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna kind of wing that out and follow that line from that last shadow. Okay. That is fun. I like that. Let's do shimmer. So, decisions are so hard. I think what I want to do is I want to use, gosh, they look so different on camera versus in person. I think I want to reserve this one for my inner corner. So let's go ahead and start with this one right here on the lid. It is called Galactic Heart. So I'm just going to pop on a little bit of my NYX glitter glue, and then we're going to pop that on my lid. Okay, so I'm picking up Galactic Heart on my finger, and that is so reflective. Oh, that's pretty. That is gorgeous. Oh, I love that. These are very smooth. They're soft. They're not hardly pressed into the pan. They're not flaky. I'm not having any extra texture on my lids. It's just nice and smooth, so easy, and that shift is so pretty. It's like a gold to purple shift. It's beautiful. I actually did get like a tiny bit of like fallout, but it just brushed away. That's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go back with a little bit of that Sunset Embrace color right here as I'm dropping stuff all over the floor, and I just want to blend that right here to get rid of any harsh line that we might have. So I'm just gonna take the side of my brush that doesn't have any extra product and brush that right there. That's gorgeous. That is absolutely beautiful. Let me pick up a, what is this? This is a Morphe M421 brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which is called Solar Halo. And I'm going to pop this into my inner corner of my lid. This one is a little bit more kind of putty-like. I can see my brush make like an impression whenever I push in on it, but it wasn't hard to pick up. Oh wow. These are beautiful. These are so, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this eye off camera, and then I will be back to show you the first completed look. So this is going to complete our look using the Solar eyeshadow palette right here, and this is beautiful. This is really fun. I love the way that the mattes performed. They were very buttery, very smooth. I didn't have any patching. I didn't have any tugging. I didn't have anything like that. Nothing skipped. They played nicely together. They blended out just so beautifully, and these shimmers are so shifty. They're so shiny and sparkly and beautiful. They're very smooth. They don't enhance the texture on my lid. They look beautiful, and they go very well with the other mattes in this palette. So we did use every single shade except for this one right here. I will continue to test out this palette, and I will probably end up creating more looks with it as well, because even though you only get 3 mattes, you can definitely mix them up. You can use them on their own and just use one shimmer. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this palette, even though it's just a very small curated 6-pan palette. So I do love that. I think this was thought out very, very well, and I love that they kept that in mind. But let me go ahead and show you what I used to finish off this look. So for my my lid and my lashes, I'm going to use the same eyeliner and mascara for both looks. So I went in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara, and then I went in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Inks Liner in 0. And then for my waterline, I went in with a NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Turquoise Storm down here, and I think it goes absolutely beautiful. I am excited, but let's go ahead and move on to the next palette because I'm itching to use this one. This one is Purples, and I am so excited to use this. I cannot wait. I don't know what I want to do. One look, one shot, what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with this shade right here called Amorous Rays, and then we will probably deepen it up with Celestial Love. This is gonna be hard because all of these are so pretty. I don't know, let's start there and we will figure it out. So again, my eye is already primed, and I am going to start out with that Amorous Rays shade, and I'm going to pick up a Morphe M453 brush. Again, lots and lots of kick up in the pan. So I'm going to tap that off, and we're going to buff this into the crease. I'm going in very lightly because this is a deeper shade, but it's beautiful. I do like the color. This is going down really nicely. A little bit of patchiness, I will say that, but let's see if we can build it up and maybe that goes away. Okay, so this is what that shade is looking like. It did come out absolutely beautiful. I don't have any patchiness or skippiness. I did start out with some patchiness, but whenever I started to add on more of that shade, it went away. It did take a little bit more work for me to get this shade to look like this than these mattes did, but it's not impossible. It just takes a little bit more work, and like I said, there is a lot more kick up in this pan than there was in the last ones as well. And I know they always say that purples are harder to formulate, they're harder to work with, so I don't really get mad when it takes a little bit of extra work to build up a purple, as long as I can get there and it doesn't take me forever. This only took me maybe a minute, whereas this took me maybe 30 seconds. So not mad at it, just be aware of that. So now I'm going to take a Sigma E54 brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here called Celestial Love. And we're going to pop this into the outer corner. Now I am getting no kick up with this one. So this is definitely more of a blue purple, like a blurple. Very pretty. So you have more of like a cool tone and more of a warm tone, but I have a feeling these are going to play nicely together. Yeah, that's playing very nicely. So just like that other shade in this palette, the Amorous Rays, the first one that we tried, it's taking a little bit more work to build it up. I'm not getting any patching or skipping. It's just taking a little bit more work to build it up to the opacity that I want, which again, I'm not mad at, but just something to be aware of. But that does look really pretty. I like how those colors are playing together. I'm just gonna take the clean side of my brush and just kind of blend where those shades meet. I'm not worried about my lid because I am going to put a shimmer over that. That does look pretty. I'm gonna go back in with that Amorous Rays shade just a tiny bit. I just want to very light, like I'm barely touching my lid. I just want to lightly go over that shade, that edge. Just to blend everything and bring back a little bit of that shade. For my lower lash line, I want to go in with this shade right here. So this is Galactic Heart. It is a shimmer, and what I like to do when I use a shimmer on my lower lash line is I like to go in with like a very dense compacted dome brush. This is a Game Beauty EO8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that shade up on the tip of my brush. Can y'all see what I'm doing? And then I'm going to spray that with some MAC Fix Plus. And I'm just going to very carefully blend that along my lower lash line. So I'm not like fluffing it on there. I'm not patting it. I'm just very, very softly and slowly wiggling it back and forth. You could also put some NYX glitter glue down there as well if you wanted to, any glitter primer or any primer really. But I like to spray mine. You see that little pop of shimmer down there? That is really pretty, and I'm not getting any fallout with this shade either. This is beautiful. I really like that. That looks really, really nice. I'm going to take that shade and I'm just going to kind of follow this right here and kind of flick it and give me just a little bit of fun out on that corner. Okay, let's jump back to the lid. So I think for the lid, y'all, I want to play with this shade. This is so just, it's sparkly. It's calling to me. It is so shiny. This is called Nebula Whisper. So I'm going to put on some NYX glitter glue per usual, and we're going to pop that onto the lid, and we may be able to use all of the shades for this one as well. I'm thinking we are. We're gonna see where this takes us. Okay, let's pick up that shade, Nebula Whisper. Okay, this one is definitely like softer and a little more textured. Let's see. Wow, that's just a little pat of my finger. Oh my. That is like foil on my lid. I will say, if you have a lot of texture on your lids, this is going to enhance that. This isn't, it's enhancing it a little bit, but not as much as I would think it would. But you could also go in with a brush and go in very lightly as well. That might help. But I mean, this takes the tiniest amount. And I did get just a little bit of fallout as well with that, but I'm not mad about it. So let's take this one step further, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here called Sunset Embrace. This looks like it's a duochrome right here, maybe, yeah, a duochrome. And I'm gonna pick that up and I'm gonna put this just right here where that dark purple and that, what is that, Nebula Whisper meet. And I'm just gonna kind of fluff it right above, like that. That's pretty. That kind of, if you lightly tap that over that dark purple, it kind of looks like the night sky. I love it. Okay, let's do the inner corner. So for the inner corner, we're gonna use the last remaining shade in this palette. Somehow I have managed to do it. And I'm gonna pick this up with my Morphe M421 brush. And it is this shade right here called Solar Halo. I'm gonna pick that up and I'm gonna spray it with my MAC Fix Plus. And we're gonna pop this on the inner corner. This is a very iridescent shade. I think that MAC Fix Plus completely missed my brush. No, it didn't. Okay. Just me. That's pretty. That's got like a very pink to purple flip in it. I'm gonna put just a little bit more and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop off camera and complete this look. Okay, so this is going to complete our look with the Lunar palette right here. This look turned out absolutely beautiful. I did have some patching right here with that first shade, and I'm not sure if it's the shade itself, if it's the eyeshadow primer. I don't know. I will continue to test it, but let me tell you what I used to finish up this look. So I did go in with the same liquid liner and the same mascara as I used in the first look with the other palette. And then for my waterline, I went in with a ColourPop multi-chrome liner and power trip. Down here, this one has like a teal to purple flip, and I just thought it went with the look beautifully and it complements the other eye. And then on my lips, I have on one of the Odin's Eye Annette Shine lip glosses in Snake Kiss as well. So that is what I have to complete this look. I will link and list everything that I can down below in the description box, as well as what else I have on my face. But let's talk about these for a minute because I have some thoughts. So let's go ahead and start with, let's start with this one. I believe this is the Solar palette. I think that's which one this is. This is beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love this. I'm very, very happy with this one. The mattes are so beautiful. They're pigmented, they're buttery, they blend nicely. It was effortless. I didn't have any issues with this. I didn't have much fallout with the shimmers. I didn't have any fallout with the mattes, even though there was a lot of kick up in the pan. This performed beautifully. I love it. As my first impression of Terra Moons, I want to try more. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I think this is fantastic. I love the packaging. I love that we have a very, very curated small 6-pan palette, but you can get so many different looks out of here. I mean, you have 3 looks right here just using these shades, or you could like mix and match these two, these two, these two. They all go together. They're all interchangeable, and I love that. There's so many combinations that you can do with this palette. It's beautiful. If you're looking into these and you're wondering about this palette here, it's gorgeous. You won't be disappointed. Let's pop over to the Solar palette because this one's a little more disappointing for me. So if I had tried this one first, I probably would have anticipated the other one to not be as good as it was, but let's start with this shade here. This shade, it patched on me, it grabbed. When I went back and tried to blend this out right here, you can see it grabbed and patched along here. Like I said, I don't know if it's the primer, I don't know if it's the shadow, I don't know if I'm just having a day. That's why I will continue to test this, and then I will let you know in a future speed review how it actually performs, if it got any better, if it got worse. I will keep you posted. But first impression, this shade disappointed me 100%. This shade here is beautiful. I didn't have those issues. It built up nicely. It was pigmented, but it wasn't overly pigmented. It wasn't as buttery and smooth as the shades in this palette, but it was still easy to use. It was still user friendly. I didn't have any issues with it. It did take me a little bit longer to build up, but not like it did with this color here, and I didn't have the patching and the grabbing. The shimmers in here are beautiful, I will say that. This shade here is stunning. I cannot wait to put that all over my lid and give it its own moment. This one too, this one has such a beautiful flip to it. I don't know if you can actually see it in this palette or not, and I don't know if you saw it in the swatches, but this one is beautiful. It's got like a very pretty like gold green flip in it. This one is gorgeous as well. It's very iridescent. It's got that purple, white, pink flip to it. This one here is very flaky. I can feel like the fallout from it sitting on my lashes, and I did get a lot of fallout under my eye, so be aware of that, that if that's going to bother you, you might want to do your eyes first and then go back and do your base. But I also have concerns that if you go in overboard with this one, it's going to enhance the texture on your lid. It didn't really on mine, but I went in very, very lightly. I kind of had to fluff it out a little bit more rather than going back and grabbing more product and putting it on. So just be aware of that as well. This one is a little bit more on the chunkier side. It's definitely heavier on the particles in it. It's not a glitter by any chance or by any means, but it is on the chunkier side. So just be aware of that. I did get a beautiful look. I am very happy with the look that I got, except for this right here, but I'm excited to keep trying it. So first impression, this one's not my favorite, which is disappointing because I was more excited about this one when I was looking at them than the other one, but after using them, I'm in love with the other one, and this one we're still getting to know each other. I can't decide. We've had our first date and I'm like, should I have another date? I don't know, but just be aware of that if you are looking into ordering these, this shade is a little finicky. Be aware of that. So based off of my first impression, again, this is first impression, I just want to reiterate that I'm not a fan of this palette, and it's because of this shade. Because to me, if you take this shade out of the mix, you're left with one really, really deep matte and 4 shimmers, one of which is very chunky and very finicky, and the other 3 are absolutely gorgeous. So keep that in mind, but I will continue to play with it, so I will let you know in the future. I'm rambling, I know I am, but that's it. That is it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Let me know which look you like the best. Did you pick up either of these palettes? Have you tried them? What do you think? Have you tried Terra Moons before? Should I pick up some other shades from there? Like, do you have any Terra Moons cosmetic recommendations? I want to know. Let me know all of your thoughts. Let's have that conversation. But as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. I really, really appreciate it. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every week, most days, if not every single day, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.